2K Sport. Now the starting group for the Sacramento Kings. DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Then there's Zach LaVine. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Ellis in at the 1. And for Toronto, Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Brandon Ingram out there with Dick. And it's Barrett in at the small forward position. And when you look at the numbers for these teams, Brent, they both pile up assists.
Well, those are some of the better teams to play for and are the most dangerous in terms of setting up your scheme defensively. Coaching staffs have a really hard time trying to get their team ready against an opponent that moves the ball as often as both of these teams do tonight.
And here's Ingram from the arc. Rebound by Sacramento.
Man, just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Beyond the arc. Ellis's shot is off.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Ingram with a screen on Murray. Here's Barrett. Zach LaVine clears it away. And LaVine has got the ball here for the Sacramento Kings. Valanciunas sets a screen. Here's Ellis. He's guarded by Barnes. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Ellis passes to Murray. Launches a 3. Sinks the tray.
Early on in his NBA career, Murray showing he's a capable shooter.
After years of competing for championships and winning one, Toronto is suddenly in a rebuild phase, Brent.
Yeah, they had a familiar roster for many years, and then last couple of years a little bit underperforming, trying to find some guys to stabilize where their franchise is going. It's a bit of a reset in Toronto.
And it's the Kings with the ball. Toronto making their last shot. And the foul called on R.J. Barrett. That's his first foul. Murray, a screen on Barrett. Pass to Ellis. Six on the shot clock. Valanciunas, he's open. Pirtle grabs a miss.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
Now here's Barrett. Puts up a deep 3. And that one fall for him. He's 0 for 2. Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Murray. DeRozan finds Murray. And it's off from three-point range. Raptors trail by 3. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Darko Rajakovic. The message that he sent to his team is that they need to be laser-focused on DeMar DeRozan. He told me DeRozan can expect to see plenty of double teams. He said if they're going to beat us tonight, DeMar's not going to be the guy to do it. And of course, DeMar may have something to say about that. We'll find out. Back over to you.
Appreciate the report, Allie.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Here's Ingram. And the shot goes down. Ingram's got 7.
And gotta love the long, long arms of Brandon Ingram.
Here's Ellis. Guarded by Dick. Pass to Valanciunas. And there's the call on Scotty Barnes. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
We've got 1:48 left to play in the first. Outside LaVine. Shot clock at 5. Late clock here. The Kings need to get one up to stop the run. And Valanciunas with the lay-in.
And Valanciunas has no problem showing up with that physical force and finishing through contact.
Dick, the pass to Ingram. They swipe it. Back come the Kings in transition. Here's Valanciunas. And it's good for 2. Valanciunas has got his second basket.
Showing off with the floater game. Not a shot you can swat.
Here's Barrett. And down it goes. 2 points.
Barrett getting down low doesn't mean he can't be aggressive. He was on that play.
There's 53 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Ellis. Good work there as it goes. Ellis has got his second basket on the night.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Here's Dick. Outside for Ingram. Barnes a screen. Jacks up a three. His fourth make in 5 tries. Solid start for him.
Getting more and more consistent, which means more dangerous as Brandon Ingram knocks down 3.
Valanciunas with a screen on Barrett. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Left side Levine. Here's Valanciunas, and it falls for him. He's hit 3 of his first 4 attempts.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the 3 ball.
Ingram with a screen on DeRozan. Ingram, the pass to Dick. Outside Barrett. Barnes the screen. 2 on the clock. Oh, and it's finished off by Barrett as he lays it in. These teams have really gone back and forth.
Yeah, 5 lead changes already. This one's going to be a battle for sure.
A big-time effort for Brandon Ingram, providing a lot. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. All right, guys, what do you think so far on the offensive approach for the Raptors?
Well, we've seen them take advantage of the lanes given to them so far. The defense isn't plugging it up, and it's being exploited.
Well, I want to add also the damage that has been done on the inside. A lot of rubble in there, but they're continuing to go right at defense.
On the court for the Kings, second quarter underway. DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Zach LaVine, and it's Ellis in at the point guard position. Sacramento shooting their first free throw tonight. And that one misses. Well, Grant, you were an excellent defender in your day. So who was the toughest player you had to guard?
Well, there were so many great players, Michael, LeBron. But let's talk about the late, great Kobe Bryant. I mean, he really had no weaknesses. And even if you defended him perfectly, there's a good chance he can still make the shot.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, one nickname you hear for DeMar DeRozan is the mid-ranger. He said you can operate freely in the mid-range. It's like an ocean out there. If you're smart, you can take advantage of the space and pick teams apart. Brian?
He's an expert tactician working in between. Thanks, Allie. Both free throws good from Levine. And Brent, the Kings have the pieces to compete and finally creating some stability.
Yeah, after that 16-year playoff absence, just being a factor in the West has Sacramento and their fans really, really exciting. Again, the pieces are there. Will they push it this year to get back in the mix?
Barnes with a screen on Levine. 5 on the clock. Dick, the pass to Barnes. Nice D from Levine.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he laid it straight up and in.
Pass to Valanciunas. Outside for Levine. On the wing, Murray. Let's go with a 3. Bottom. 3 ball from Keegan.
Yeah, this is the kind of confidence you love seeing. Murray not thinking twice at all about firing away.
Ingram with a screen on DeRozan. Here's Barrett. That bucket makes him 3 for 5.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Levine feeling it out a bit. And there's the call on Scotty Barnes. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
And here are the Kings now. DeRozan outside. Pass to Ellis. Just 5 on the clock. Back to DeRozan from behind the arc. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
A terrific box out that draws the over-the-back call.
Got there early, and his anticipation of that play was rewarded by that call.
Boucher's checked in for Toronto.
That'll be a backcourt violation. Toronto.
All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
And right now people wanting to tune in as Brandon Ingram is putting on a show.
After a trade to New Orleans back in 2019, Brandon Ingram has become a primary scorer, Grant.
Yeah, he scored well over 20 points per game since leaving the Lakers. B.I. has the rare blend of length and shooting, and beyond scoring, Ingram's assist numbers are very impressive too.
Pass to Boucher. And he lays it up and in. Boucher's got his first bucket in this one.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Outside Levine. 5 to shoot. Pass to Valanciunas. And another miss by Sacramento. And Barrett has got the ball here for the Raptors. Right now, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, there's a nice flow to this offense right now.
Barnes, no good. The Kings trailing. Ellis passes to DeRozan. Here's Levine for 3. Yes, great play by DeRozan to set him up. Levine's got 5 points.
He had to get it away, and he did. Levine with the quick release.
Well, it's certainly been a roller coaster ride.
If you do me one, I'll do you one better. It feels like we have a lead change every few possessions.
Here's Ellis, guarded by Dick. Ellis's shot is off. The Raptors have gotten 5 of 7 shots to fall in the second. Barnes with a screen on Levine. Barrett passes to Barnes. 3-pointer off the mark. Sacramento has gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. Valanciunas with a screen on Barrett. Here's Levine. Barnes with the rebound. Barnes has got 4 rebounds now. Ingram against Murray. Barnes passes to Ingram. Barnes a screen. The drive by Ingram. And he lobs it up top. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Ingram.
I know people can't see you, but you're doing what I'm doing, scratching your head to that turnover.
Valanciunas with a screen on Barrett. Levine passes to Valanciunas. Murray from outside. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Raptors out in front. They lead by 1. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Boy, this has been one outstanding game from Brandon Ingram.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
We've got Chris Boucher. Emmanuel quickly is out there with Walter. And it's Abaji in at the 3 to small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic. Outside Monk. And play stops. So whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
After committing a turnover like that, you're just praying the game doesn't come down to the last possession. You'll remember that one.
Raptors lead by 3. Quickly with the ball. Here's Abaji from deep. And Domas Sabonis pulls it down. Well, Grant, in the spring of 2024, a remarkable streak ended. Domantas Sabonis had recorded 61 consecutive double-doubles.
Yeah, it was the longest streak since the merger back in 1976. Now, Sabonis has led the NBA in rebounding multiple years. Plus, he has averaged 8 assists in a season, so that is big-time production.
Picked by Sabonis. Pass to Lyles for the tie. And it's Boucher with the rebound. The Raptors have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. Here's Walter, and he banks in the layup. And the Raptors lead by 5.
A great move move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out, regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. BA step by step.
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you. Here's Laravia, guarded by Quickly. And it's Laravia missing. Toronto leading by 6. Robbed! Monk passes to Sabonis. Now here's Crowder. The shot is good on the assist by Sabonis. Crowder's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Monk against Quickly. To the left side wing. Crowder with a steal. Back come the Kings in transition. Finished off the break. And it's now just a 1-point Raptor lead. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. And the Kings have held tough. But it seems like the West has gotten tougher, Grant.
Well, what's the saying? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And the Kings have to find that next level.
There's a minute 34 left in the third quarter. Monk passes to Crowder. Sabonis with a screen on Quickly. Sabonis outside. 4 on the clock. Sees the lob, and they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation. There's a minute 17 left in the third quarter. Here's the pick. Quickly deciding where to go with it. It's rebounded by Sabonis. For Sacramento, they've gotten 3 of 6 shots to fall so far in the third. Over to the left wing. Pass to Lyles. The shot is good on the assist by Sabonis. Lyles has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And that distribution from Sabonis just keeps growing. Found the open man that time.
Yes, it's good.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Outside Monk. Crowder with a screen. Monk with it. Now Quickly defending. And here's Crowder from the arc. That shot, no good. For Toronto, they've gone 4 of 8 in the third. And the basket by Agbaji. Agbaji's got 5 points.
And that was just moving the ball quickly. And he's rewarded at the end with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down. But when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Here's Walter. Takes it inside. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And nobody putting out much of an effort to stop him.
Surprising. In a close game, a lack of energy on defense.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. Toronto out in front. They lead by a bucket. All right, we're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of quarter number 4 next. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Taking a look at the Kings. DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Then there's Zach LaVine. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Ellis in at the point guard position. And And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Well, they've had no problem getting into the heart of this defense with the dribble. And they've made the most of their chances there as well.
Well, looking at the stat sheet, I could just see here tonight, sharing the basketball, the stat that comes up most is assists. So sometimes you have to look for your teammate. That makes things happen. They've done it.
And the layup is good.
Zero rim protection. Unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
Well, I hope there's one player on that team out there that has interest in winning this game. Right now, it doesn't look to be one.
Woo-wee! What a big finish out of the backcourt.
That might be exactly what they needed at this point of the game.
Defense has got to be better. Flat out effort was not there.
Barrett passes to Ingram. The basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And Brandon Ingram was the key piece of the Anthony Davis trade. That move changed his career, Brent.
No doubt about it. B.I. won the most improved player of the year in his first season away from the Lakers. So sometimes that change of scenery can open up opportunity and get you a chance to show your excellence.
Pass to Valanciunas. He tries for three. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got his fourth rebound in this one. Knocked loose. Here's Ellis. Guarded by Dick. Moving along. 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Here comes Toronto on the push. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
Pass to Ellis. Murray looking around. Just 5 to shoot. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got his 5th rebound in this one. And they've been producing at a high level.
No question. They're in a nice rhythm offensively.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Keegan Murray. That's his first foul.
Third team foul.
Outside Barnes. Pirtle, the pass to Ingram. Knocks it down from distance. And now an 8-point Raptor lead.
I really don't think there's any way to slow them down. They have the defense scrambling out there.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
A shot to stop the run. Offensive board. Valanciunas. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. It's going to go on R.J. Barrett.
Valanciunas, a mountain of a man out there, and that catches up with the matchups defensively.
Toronto making a switch here. Abaji's checked in.
And those were big shots. At this point in the game, you can't afford to leave any points at the line.
A minute 39 left in the fourth. Rebound by Sacramento. Valanciunas has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Murray. Murray with the jam.
Look at Murray stepping up big time. I mean, you know he wants to be a trusted scorer when they need a bucket, and he shows it.
Outside for Ingram. Barnes with a screen on Levine. The floater. The rebound by Murray. Kings trail by 4. Here's Ellis. 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Valanciunas passes to Ellis. Clock at 6. Back to Valanciunas. And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. Boucher's checked in for Pirtle. Toronto with the ball. Outside Ingram. Nice move. Pass to Abaji. Back to Ingram. The three ball. Abaji can't hit. And it's Levine with the ball for Sacramento. Here's Murray. The three from DeRozan. And it's Boucher with the rebound. Oh, it's stolen by DeRozan. On the wing, Levine. Picked by Murray. Puts up a three. That one's good.
Defensively, you can't afford.
All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Baring, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the kiss. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him
Plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Lonzo Ball out there with Josh Giddey. And it's Booz Ellis in at the 3, the small forward. 3 on the clock. Here's Williams. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Dick with it. Ingram outside. And it's blocked.
Making good use of his length. Ellis able to track down the block that time.
Ingram right side. Down low. Hurdle. Chicago grabs the miss.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
I'm a fan of how Ball uses that size inside. Excellent at getting his shot off close to the basket.
Dick can't get it to go. Here's Chicago. So, Stan, let me take you back to the 95-96 NBA season. It was your first year as an NBA assistant. And, of course, the Bulls winning 72 games in that season. Unbelievable.
They were incredible, but one of my great memories in that season, the day of the trade deadline, we sent out 5 guys, brought in 5 new guys. We had to play the Bulls that night. Only one of those players made it in. We had only 8 guys available, some guys who had hardly played for us. Rex Chapman had an unbelievable game, and we beat Michael Jordan's Bulls on that night.
Oh, what a great story. Driving the lane, and the dunk by Dick.
Yeah, that's what makes Dick dangerous. You can't just play him as an outside shooter. He'll go to the hoop like he did there.
Williams sends a screen for Giddey. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Barrett, the kick out to Barnes. Hits the three-point bomb.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Driving in. And then Booz Ellis with the dunk.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Here's Williams, and Williams with the stuff.
Really nice job there by Booz Ellis. Already sees the floor at a high level.
Ingram outside. Barnes sets a screen for Ingram. Teardrop shot. Rebound by the Bulls. 1:31 left to play in the first. And the Vucevic Vucevic slams it in.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, it's not difficult to figure out why they built this lead. They have been dominant in the paint.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of it.
Trains it from beyond the arc.
Well, the numbers show it. R.J. Barrett much more comfortable shooting from the corner.
Giddey against Ingram. 43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Clock at 6. Here's Williams, and the slam by Williams.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
35 seconds left in the first quarter. And it's Barrett penetrating. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Making plays in traffic. This is where Barrett's most effective.
Ball against Barrett. Left side, Ball. And Ball slams it in.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Barrett for 3. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Chicago. Ahead by 9 is... And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Chicago.
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
And also have to bring up their passing game. They've been moving the ball with great precision so far and creating great looks for their teammates.
So on the floor for Chicago to start the second quarter. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Josh Giddey is out there with ball. And it's Buzelis in at the small forward. Raptors trail by 9. Pass to Dick. Toronto working the ball around now. Ingram outside. Barrett setting a pick for Ingram. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's Giddey with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. Vucevic. And Pirtle pulls it down. Nobody near Barnes. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Staying active off ball. Ingram inserts himself into the play when he's needed.
Ball, the pass to Vucevic. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Pass to Williams. And it's Williams finishing it off.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Barrett against Giddey. Barrett kicks to Ingram. Barrett setting a pick for Ingram. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
And known for the jump shot, Ingram needs to keep firing away with confidence from that spot.
Here's Ball, and there's the drive. Count it. Ball's got 11.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
For 3, Ingram. Ingram can't get that one to fall.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
And it's Ball that time on the assist by Buzelis. Ball's got the lead up to 11 now for Chicago. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
This guy is a fantastic athlete. Barrett looking like a man on a mission with that slam.
Bulls leading by 9. Pass to Buzelis. Greg, you look at today's point guards, so many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And when you're trying to cut into a lead, you can ill afford mistakes like that.
Yeah, that's just a lack of focus. Plays like that can really frustrate a coaching staff.
.151 left to play here in the half. Now here's Giddey. Dick defending. Kept alive. The kick out to Williams. Off target from outside. Raptors trail by 11. Ingram passes to Dick. Out to Barrett. From deep three-point territory. From beyond the arc and then some. Barrett's got 10.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Certainly, Nikola can hit threes, but come on. He's a 7-footer with touch. Those inside shots, they work too.
Bertle's shot is off.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Toronto's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let them fly. Here's Barrett. Shoots over ball. Barrett, no good. The Bulls leading by 10. Here's Buzelis. Pass the ball. And Ball slams it in.
And I tell you what, Ball has proven to be a threat to score whenever he has it. When he's feeling it, boy, the D is going to be in for a long night.
Barrett finds Ingram. For the 3. Drills it from outside. Ingram's got 7 points for the quarter. Outside Ball. Here's Buzelis. And so we conclude the first half. It's Chicago leading by 9. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. We're seeing a tremendous game from Lonzo Ball.
That first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
Well, they've got to build a wall immediately because he'll just keep attacking like that if they don't.
We've got Walter. Also Emmanuel quickly out there. And it's Abaji in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic.
Well, great job by White to get the defense on their heels and forcing them to react.
And the first one drops. Hey, Greg, Kobe White has proven he can run the show.
Well, he's more than just a scorer. He's become a quality playmaker with better decision-making. But his biggest improvement has been his efficiency.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Chicago leading by 6. Now here's White. Out to the wing. Collins in the post. Boucher defending. And there's Collins on the assist by White.
Yeah, that's a great find by White. He's such a clever and deceptive combo guard.
And here's quickly for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. They've held a 12-point lead early. Here's Horton Tucker. Quickly covering. Horton Tucker. The pass to Smith. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now Horton Tucker. Still yet to score.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
That's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
White looking around. Kicks it out to Collins. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. This league, Stan, is so deep with talent. Are there any players who you think get overlooked in the conversation?
That's a great question, Kevin. I mean, there are some guys who I think get underrated because they play with other guys who are so talented and draw the attention. One guy that I have really seen lately that I think has been better than people think is Grayson Allen, the best three-point shooter or one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA and a very underrated defender.
And he's evolving, isn't he? It looks like he's working on other parts of his game, but he's always been able to shoot, which has been his calling card.
And he's a much more athletic guy than people give him credit for.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
And White kicks to Smith.
Raptors foul. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. They set the pick. And the foul called on Ayo Dosunmu. That's foul number 2 for him.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Raptors trail by 5. And here is Quickly. 5 points in the game. And the shot is good. Quickly's got 7 now in this quarter. Chicago has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside, White. Smith sets the pick for White. No good on the 3. And so Quickly will bring it up for Toronto. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Raptors moving the ball around. Here's Abaji. He's guarded by Collins. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And that one's good. Abaji.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, taking away the lead is never easy. But a rally like this is how you do it.
Oh, tough play from White here. Hits the foul, but doesn't give up finishing what he started.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight. Raptors trail by 4. 1:02 left to play in the 3rd. Driving inside. They get it again. Pass to Walter. They set the pick. And he jams it with authority.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Smith with a screen on quickly. 5 to shoot. Horton Tucker, the pass to White. For 3. Alter pulls it in. Toronto, they've gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
Smith, and then Smith with the dunk.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And there is the whistle that goes on Kobe White.
Second team foul.
That is his first foul of the game.
Substitution on the court.
Ingram fires from way outside. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will carry the day? Bulls lead by 4. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball and got the perfect delivery.
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. On the court for Chicago to start the fourth. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. All out there with Josh Giddey. And it's Buzelis in at the small forward.
Well, he went for the two-hander on the slam. See some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Ball from long range. Rebound by the Raptors. Pirtle's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Ball. Vucevic with it. Pass to Giddey. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Vucevic. That time on the assist from Giddey. Giddey's got 4 assists in the game. Outside, Barrett sinks the three-pointer.
Incredible night for Barrett. He scores in a multitude of ways, and he brings the effort on every possession.
Barrett against Ball. To the paint. Vucevic down low. Hurdles there. Here's Giddey. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Dick, that's good.
Not just a jump shooter. It can operate inside that restricted area.
Outside, Ball. This one for 3. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got 6 rebounds in the game. And Barrett slams it in.
And wow, what a time to tie this game up, guys.
It took a while, but they chipped away, and now it's anyone's game.
Vucevic setting the pick for Ball. And Ball slams it in.
And Ball is not going to back down in these moments. In fact, he embraces being the man when it's a big possession.
Barrett against Giddey. And here's Ingram from the arc. It's rebounded by Giddey. Giddey's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And Toronto making a change. Abaji's checked in. Here's Giddey. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Now it's a 4-point Bulls lead.
And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
And here's Ingram from the arc. Rebounded by Vucevic.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
To the middle. Here's Buzelis. He's covered by Ingram. Shot clock at 6. Shakes him. And Buzelis gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
And the Raptors making a change here. Boucher is checked in. Yes to Abaji. The kick out to Barnes. It's in! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Ball, the pass to Giddey. Yes!
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And coming through in a big way, you have to love Barrett there, taking over down the stretch.
Giddey with the screen on Barrett. Ball, the pass to Giddey. Barrett against Ball. Pass to Buzelis. Pulls up. Good!
Look at that shot. Vucevic not afraid to carry the weight, so to speak, in a tough situation. The team knows they can rely on him.
Abaji, the pass to Ingram. Into the lane. Count it!
Oh, why, thank you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points.
This guy is a high flyer, I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. What do you think we're going to see here?
And only one choice here. They need a 3. I'm sure he's going to sub in all of his best shooters. Under 2 seconds remaining. It has to be a catch-and-shoot 3 if they hope to tie it.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Thoughts on what Coach wants to do here?
And only one choice here. They need a 3. I'm sure he's going to sub in all of his best shooters. Under 2 seconds remaining. It has to be a catch-and-shoot 3 if they hope to tie it.
And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have.
So let's take a look at the Chicago Bulls starting lineup. Williams and Vucevic are inside. Josh Giddey out there with ball. And it's Buzelis in at the 3. And for Sacramento, DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Zach LaVine. And it's Ellis in at point. Valanciunas with a screen on ball. We should see some great ball movement with these two teams, Grant. Fantastic group of passers on each side.
They're just so unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Ball left side. Williams with the screen. 6 on the shot clock to the inside. And he gets that one.
He still needs to fill out to be more physical down there, and that will come with time. But Buzelis can handle his own.
LaVine feeling it out a bit. Here he goes. And LaVine throws it down.
Come on, B.A. He sure can rise.
Grant, that's as good as it gets. One of the best in the league. Pass to Buzelis. First quarter, just over a minute played. Inside, here's Giddey. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, nice play by Buzelis, breaking down the defense and finding his team a shot.
Well, Grant, the Kings, one of those up-and-coming teams that are knocking at the door.
Yeah, they have some stars, B.A. They have some great role players, too. Part of their problem is they're in the Western Conference. It's so hard to just make the play-in tournament in that conference. Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
It's Giddey on the wing. There's a screen. Rebound by Sacramento. And around 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. LaVine passes to Valanciunas, and that one drops.
I like it. In old school 5, Jonas primarily does his scoring close in.
Here's ball. Pass to Buzelis. Going inside, rips it home off a terrific move.
They're putting it on the deck. Wow, Buzelis is just dangerous on the move.
Outside LaVine. Pass to Valanciunas. Back to LaVine. Murray, a screen on Williams. LaVine against Williams. And foul on Patrick Williams. That's his first foul.
Tough break for the defense. I mean, he took the hit, but he didn't get the call.
About 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Murray against Williams. From deep three-point land. Murray, no good.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Yeah, he might have been feeling himself a little too much on that one. He can hit it, but not consistently.
Now here's Williams. Pass to Buzelis. Just 5 on the clock. Valanciunas with a rebound. Oh, deflected. The Kings leading. Murray passes to Ellis. Murray, a screen on Vucevic. Back to Murray. Outside LaVine. Pulls up on the wing. Chicago with a rebound.
Good contest. Can't let him have open shots from mid-range.
Pass to Williams. 54 seconds left in the opening quarter. No good. That would have tied it. LaVine against Williams. LaVine passes to Valanciunas. Count it.
Showing off those playmaking skills, LaVine keeps his head up, makes the easy play.
And pushing it up. Here's Sacramento. He goes up.
Powerful.
Yes.
Check out Levine getting artful at the rim, leaving the defense just completely clueless of how to stop it.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Richard, when it comes to the Bulls, they have one of the most committed fan bases in the league.
Yeah, the Chicago fans are for real. The Bulls are routinely at the top of the list for total attendance. Even on the road, they're usually Bulls fans sprinkled in every crowd.
Now, here's Williams. Still no points. 6 to shoot. With the drive. Three-pointer, Vucevic. Ellis with a rebound. Puts up a deep three from beyond the arc and then some. Ellis has got 5 points.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
They came out swinging, really setting the tone on offense, and the opposition has not been able to respond.
And so it's the Sacramento Kings earning this break in the action, up 10. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Sacramento.
They've started the game the right way, penetrating the defense and attacking the rim. They're just not settling.
You have to like the fact.
Okay, knockout!
Wow! Hope you got some popcorn. When Levine gets up for a slam, Zach knows how to put on a show.
And there's the screen. Ball right side. Out to the right wing. Here's Buzelis. Tipped away.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Levine passes to Murray. Back to Levine. Murray, a screen on Giddey. Here's Levine. And it's Chicago with a board. Outside Giddey. The three from Ball. Nails it from three. Ball's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Mega shot there from the coffin corner. It is fun to watch Ball shoot those and knock them down.
Valanciunas down low, pounded by Ball. And there's the call on Lonzo Ball. That's his first foul. Second quarter, a little over a minute and a half in. Here's Ellis.
How about the footwork from Ball, making it tough to get by him.
Williams with the screen. Ball passes to Williams. And Williams punches it home.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Thanks. Many consider this summer to be the most challenging field in the history of international basketball. Nevertheless, Team USA got it done in Paris. It's not getting any easier, but the star power of the U.S. men's team shined bright in the City of Lights. Guys, a classic ending for a stacked U.S. roster.
What a performance. Shams Charania with the report. Thanks, Shams.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
And left no doubt with that one, Grant. Here's Levine. Out to the wing. Ellis passes to DeRozan. Here's Ellis. Giddey defends. Shot clock at 6.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
This one for 3. They get the rebound. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
I mean, with his height and size, stopping Valanciunas just isn't an option sometimes. What a jam.
Williams from long range. The rebound by Murray.
The defense just giving him the easy look there. He's not going to miss that.
Richard, something you notice about these Kings, they shoot plenty of threes.
And that's the modern game for you, BA. But Sacramento shoots especially freely. You are right. And those shots often connect, so I doubt that that trend changes for them anytime soon.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
The NBA wants to ensure that every team has a shot. Commissioner Adam Silver said, "We want parity of opportunity. People aren't interested in seeing teams buy championships, and we've made progress. In the long term, we're better off with more competitive fairness among all of the teams."
That's true. It keeps everything interesting. Thanks, Allie. And Williams punches it home.
Ball's got some very fast hands. He will strip it and turn it into a fast break immediately.
Down low. Here's Valanciunas, and it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight, and Valanciunas no good on that one.
More of a traditional center. Jonas Valanciunas can dominate the glass and capable of a double-double on any given night.
Ellis' shot is good.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Ball against Levine. On the wing, Murray. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Levine. Murray's got 6.
Yeah, this is the kind of confidence you love seeing. Murray not thinking twice at all about firing away. That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Now here's Levine. Tight defense on him. Off target from three-point range. Outside Giddey. There's Ball with a 3. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And the triple tightens this game up going into the break. Should be an exciting second half.
And so it's Sacramento with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. They've wasted very few possessions. We'll be back in a moment. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Boy, Zach LaVine has been sensational.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
Trey Lyles is out there with Jay Crowder. Then it's Malik Monk. Then it's Domantas Sabonis. And it's LaRavia in a 2-guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. The Kings lead by 4. Sabonis outside. That 3's off the mark. Well, the Bulls' shooting has been great. 57% and finding ways to score consistently. Outside White. And he makes it on the layup.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
Monk passes to Crowder. And Crowder with the jam.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Out to Sabonis. Pass to Lyles. Lyles a screen. Here's Monk. Back to Lyles. Buries it from 3. Lyles has got his first 3 points of the game.
Coach is loving the ball movement.
Horton Tucker on the wing, covered by Crowder. Outside Horton Tucker. And he throws it down with one hand.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Well, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Picked by Sabonis. LaRavia passes to Sabonis. Yep, that one goes. Sabonis has got his first 2 points of the night.
And this is what you love about Sabonis. It's his energy and passion for the game.
And Richard, whenever Sabonis plays, it's surprising if he doesn't record a double-double.
Oh, they're usually monster double-doubles also. Close to 20 points, 13 rebounds, and at least 6 assists. Domas, he is an offensive hub.
White with the steal. Smith with it, and Sabonis picks him up defensively. White, rebound by Sacramento. They've led by as many as 11.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Monk passes to Sabonis. Here's Laravia. Lyles a screen. Here's Laravia. He's covered by DeSumo, and that one's good. Laravia.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in coming off that pick.
White against Monk. There's a minute 34 left in the third quarter here. Here's White. Count the basket and the foul.
Defensive foul.
Blake Monk picks one up.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Terry's checked in for Chicago. Chicago shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. Sacramento leading by 4. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Here's Monk. Got a hand on it. Here's Collins. And then it's Collins with the dunk.
His energy is unmatched.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
Outside Monk. Pass to Laravia. Picked by Sabonis. Here's Laravia. He's guarded by White. It's hauled in by White. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Chicago. 2-point game. Here's Terry. He's guarded by Sabonis. To the middle. For the tie. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
And it's a completely new group for the Kings. A big group substitution here for Chicago. Vucevic, he's checked in for Collins. Williams comes in for Smith. Buzelis is checked in for Horton Tucker. And it's Ball in for White. Levine attacking. Pass to Valanciunas. Outside for Levine. 15 seconds left in the third. Late clock here. The Kings need to get one up. The 3 from Valanciunas. And it's good. Credit Levine with the assist. Levine's got 6 assists in the game. Here's Ball. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And so here's Sacramento. 3-point lead. And so in the game for the Bulls, Williams and Vucevic are inside. Josh Giddey out there with Lonzo Ball. And it's Buzelis in at the small forward position. Pass to Valanciunas. Off target from outside. The Bulls shooting around 59%. They've been outstanding on the offensive end. Three-pointer, Vucevic drops in the 3. Vucevic has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Levine. Valanciunas with it. Here's Vucevic. Pass to Giddey. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Just lost his head out there. It'll happen if you're pushing a little too hard.
And so here's Sacramento. Here's Ellis. Valanciunas with a screen on Ball. Ooh, poked away. Ball with a steal. Now here's Vucevic. Guarded closely.
Sacramento foul. Ellis. Second personal foul. First team foul.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Ball left side. To take the lead. 6 on the shot clock. And he sinks the layup.
Lots of quick moves inside by Ball to get into great position for the score.
Here's Ellis. Pounded by Ball. Valanciunas with a screen on Ball. Pass to Valanciunas. And here's Murray. Outside for Levine. For 3. And it's Giddey with a rebound. Chicago leading. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Ball outside. Here's Buzelis. Outside Giddey. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
This has been the story of the game, a battle fought on offense.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to who can get the stops down the stretch, because that's who's going to come away with this one.
Here's Ellis. Lays it up and banks it in.
This is when your interior D has to be on high alert.
The Bulls have gone a perfect 3 for 3 here in the fourth. Williams' shot is good.
And you look at how they've come out in the second half. It's almost like night and day.
And they look like a completely different team. I wonder what coach said to them at halftime to help spark this momentum change.
And there's the call on Lonzo Ball. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Ellis. Pounded by Ball. Valanciunas sets a screen. Clock at 6.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Out of bounds. It'll be Bulls ball.
Oh, I see. Picking the worst time to lose control. This is why patience is the key in big moments, people.
Chicago leading by 4. A minute 53 left to play in the fourth. Ball taking his time here. Pass to Giddey. Shoots over Levine. Sacramento grabs the miss.
See, that miss right there, it's why teams try to avoid the mid-range jumper these days.
And here's Valanciunas. DeRozan outside. And Levine, throw it down.
And Zach LaVine just commands the ball in these big moments. You want a guy that can not only take that shot, but make that shot.
Giddey passes to Vucevic. The kick out to Williams. Giddey with a screen on DeRozan. To the paint. Williams finds Giddey. To the wing on the left. Here's Buzelis. Defended by Murray. With the clock winding down. Count it!
Talk about stepping up in a big way.
What a huge play coming through when it matters most.
Valanciunas sets a screen. Here's Levine for 3. And he sinks it. Oh, what a sensational bucket. That brings it within 1. 34 seconds left in the final quarter. They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that.
Giddey into the lane. And it's in.
Late here in the quarter, they still have a foul to give.
And it's Levine with the ball for the Kings. Valanciunas sets a screen. Out left to the wing. Levine against Vucevic. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Third personal foul.
It goes on Patrick Williams. He gets the first, and that brings him within 2 here. Both free throws good from Levine.
And in a close game like this, they can really rely on him to take care of business at the line.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
7 seconds left to play in the fourth. And they go to the intentional foul.
Personal foul. Third team.
Oh, he doesn't hit the first. That was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second. And that'll put him up 2. The Kings call timeout. And looking at the options here, what do you think is being discussed?
A chance to tie it up here.
And you also have to wonder if they'll try for a 3. But they'll probably try for a 2. But if something opens up outside, I doubt that they will hesitate to take it.
We on the floor for Bulls. Number 25, Dalen Terry.
Picked by Murray. For the win. Oh, it's good!
The buzzer, that is how you finish it.
The winner at the buzzer. It doesn't get any better.
What a finish. It takes nerves of steel.
Time, but eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the fist. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for answers.
Sports. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Tick is out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Barrett at the small forward. And for Sacramento, DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Zach LaVine is out there with Ellis. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5 spot. And if you claim to be a basketball purist, and Greg, I know you do, one thing you gotta love watching is great ball movement.
Which is something both of these teams take pride in. It's always fun to watch guys be unselfish with the ball and look to make each other better.
Onside, Barrett. Barnes sets a screen for Barrett. And Valanciunas pulls it down.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
LaVine with it, picked up by Barrett. LaVine passes to Murray. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Kings shooting their first free throw tonight. And the technical free throw is good.
And I like the aggressiveness of DeMar DeRozan's game. He's constantly testing the defense, looking for any weakness he can exploit to get a bucket.
Now here's LaVine. 5 on the clock. Pass to Valanciunas. Rebound by the Raptors. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Sacramento's head coach gave me a few minutes, so we started to talk about R.J. Barrett. Coach complimented him, saying he's got great energy, a great build, and he knows how to score. So I'm telling you guys to stick to him like glue and just keep the pressure on. We'll see if that high-pressure defense can shut Barrett down tonight. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Ingram kicks to Barnes. And it's Barnes slapping it down.
You can see how well Scotty Barnes moves on a basketball floor. I mean that north and south, and what hops this young man has.
When you think about Scotty Barnes, Doris, it's amazing how good he already is.
Kev, it's remarkable that he can affect almost every aspect of the game at a high level, meaning he can guard the opponent's best player, but he can also fill up the box score on the offensive end. Points, assists, rebounds, he can do it all.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
A wide-open look here for DeRozan. A three-pointer off the mark. The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And that one's good. Barnes.
Opportunistic play by Scotty Barnes, recognizing his teammate makes a defensive play. Let me get out in transition.
Valanciunas with a screen on Barrett. LaVine against Barrett. LaVine kicks to Valanciunas. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Now, here's Barrett. Ingram passes to Barrett. Pass to Barnes. Knocked away. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ellis.
Toronto ball.
1:46 left in the first. The Kings leading, and up the court come the Kings on the break. Offensive rebound. Murray kicks to Ellis. Dick with the steal. Here's Pirtle. Out to Barrett. The tray. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Well, it's all about how do you get the best players on your team, the shots they want in the offense. Put RJ in pick and roll and let him go to work.
Now here's LaVine. Scoreless thus far. Valanciunas with the ball. Picked up by Barrett. Just 5 to shoot. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
Look, to steal a line from you up high and down hard, Jonas Valanciunas. Go ahead, big fella.
Birtle sets the pick for Dick. Sinks the triple. Dick's got 5 now.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Levine dishes to Murray. Ellis outside. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes. Raptors leading by 3. Here's Barrett. And he finishes nicely on the layup. He's got 5.
This guy's a bucket getter. R.J. Barrett finds a way to capitalize on the interior. He's got the size to get it done.
Ellis surveying the D. To the inside. Pirtle with the steal. For 3, Barrett. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And that concludes the first quarter of play. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Toronto.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
Another big component of their early game tonight has been points off turnovers. Great job converting on those chances.
DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Levine is out there with Ellis, and it's Valanciunas in at center. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. And again, the turnover by the Kings. Timeout is called, first of the game for Sacramento. When a team Doors is on a losing streak, what lessons can be learned from that?
Now, Kevin, you know this. Losing streaks seem to be inevitable in the NBA. The season is too long to go through without some adversity. What I think you learn is grit and how to keep fighting, even when you don't have your best game available.
Show some love for your Sacramento Kings Breakers.
Raptors leading by 7. Barrett the pass to Barnes. Pass to Dick. Levine against Ingram. Over Levine. Out to Ingram. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Zach Levine.
Wily move by Ingram. Able to come up with the foul and get that shot in the air.
Both free throws good for Ingram. Hey, Greg, one thing that the Kings have had work for them over the last few seasons is their depth.
And have made some shrewd moves to fill out their bench. Got great contributions from their 6 through 10 players. It's been a big part of their recent success.
Now here's Ellis. Here's Valanciunas. That's no good, and he's 3 for 5. One-on-one fast break. And it's Barnes smashing it down.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now here's Ellis. Murray sets a screen for Ellis. Back to Levine. Valanciunas with a screen on Barrett. Levine for 3. Traps in the tray. Levine's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Well, under duress of the shot clock, Levine delivers. Nice.
Dick with it. 5 points in the game. Barnes sets a screen for Dick. Murray with the defensive effort. The Kings trail by 8. Levine wide open. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Well, this is Levine's mindset. He is ready to shoot as soon as that ball touches his hand.
Dick with it. Now Valanciunas defending. Dick, that's good.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Ellis outside. Pass to Valanciunas.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Levine against Barrett, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
Raptors ball.
Toronto leading by 7. And here is Barnes. He has 6. The deep three from Ingram. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Valanciunas with a screen on Barnes. Out to DeRozan. Back to Levine. Pass to Valanciunas. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here. And so the ball's out of bounds. Ingram touched it last.
Active hands from him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Murray finds Ellis. Sacramento moving it around. Outside, Levine. Clock at 4. Murray sets a screen for Levine. The offensive rebound. Outside DeRozan. Another shot. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Now, DeMar DeRozan operating on the interior. So savvy, so crafty.
Ingram a screen on DeRozan. Barrett kicks to Pirtle. Ingram outside. Pirtle sets the pick for Ingram. Let's go. And the dunk by Pirtle.
I'm not sure which was better, Pirtle's screen or his finish, but either way, nice execution in the roll.
For 3, Levine. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Pirtle's got 4 rebounds in this game. Stolen by Levine. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Valanciunas with a screen on Barrett. Valanciunas against Barrett. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut to just 5 on the basket from Valanciunas.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Barnes sets a screen for Ingram. A 3. That shot off the mark. Levine for 3, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. It's the Raptors leading by 5. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. It's been quite a game for Jonas Valanciunas.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And checking out the group for Darko Rajakovic to start the second half. We've got Emmanuel quickly. He's out there with Walter. And it's Boucher in at the 5.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
He hits both from the stripe.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Here's quickly. Lays it up off the glass.
I tell you what, he came out of that locker room raring to go.
And so Monk will bring it up for the Kings. It's a 5-point game. The kick out to Crowder. In the corner, it's Sabonis. Monk outside. Sabonis is screen on quickly. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the clock. Folks, the coach's challenge has been
second team foul. Is at the line for your Kings.
This is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be. Sometimes Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And here are the Kings now, after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Monk, the pass to Sabonis. Miles with the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Monk. And then Monk with the dunk.
I tell you, Monk has some bunnies on it. I mean, he leaps up there with ease to throw that one down. The D has got to be a little bit more aware of his athleticism.
And it's quickly missing. The Kings trailing. Now Lyons. Back to Monk. And then Monk with the jam.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Well, Chris Boucher, the ability to score, even though there's bodies around him, that's an impressive finish.
Crowder sets a screen for Monk. And he banks in the layup. Monk's got the game tied up here for the Kings.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Here's Quickly. Here's Kobashi. Back to Quickly. Inside. Here's Boucher.
We're talking about a springy 6'9" player. Boucher can really shoot it. Really makes him hard to contend with in pick and roll play.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Second team foul.
Here's Monk. 8 points for him. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Pass to LaRavia. Outside Crowder. Drills the three-pointer.
Listen, this is a guy who can get hot from downtown. Great to see Jay Crowder being aggressive when given the opportunity.
The shot's good from Quickly. Quickly's got 6 points. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Now, here's Monk. 58 seconds left to play here in the third. Crowder sets a screen for Monk. 4 on the clock. 13 feet away. Count the basket. Crowder's got 5 points now in the quarter.
This is a real strength of Jay Crowder's game. Give him these looks, and he will knock them down.
There's a screen. Monk against Quickly. And the call on the shot. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge. And
first team foul. At the free throw line.
This is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And Quickly drops them both. We've got 33 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Monk outside. The kick out to Crowder. Sabonis' screen on Quickly. Shot clock at 5. Miles with a wide open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from Sabonis. Lyles got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Kings. Here's Quickly. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Quickly's got 10 points here in the second half.
His performance today has just been so important. What a luxury to have a guy that's that dependable.
And here's Ingram from the arc. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. It's all tied in Sacramento. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard. Pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Ellis is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's Valanciunas in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Kevin, able to listen in on what Darko Rajakovic was going over with his team. Now with the game in the balance, Coach told his team to play loose. Don't overthink it. We got this far playing our game, and we can win the same way. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And so here's Toronto. Sacramento able to drain the 3. And it's Ingram missing.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Now here's Barnes. Hurdle with a screen on Murray. Nobody near Barnes. Hurdle. A second chance effort. Pass to Dick. Hurdle with a screen on LaVine. 6 to shoot. Ingram against LaVine. Back to Dick. Lets it go with a 3. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. That's 10 points for Grady Dick. And so Ellis will bring it up for the Kings. The lead is 2. Screen by Valanciunas. And Ellis throws it down.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
Boy, as tight as this one is, that's a statement play saying, hey, listen, we're not here to back down from you guys.
Now Ellis, after Brandon Ingram missing on that last 3-pointer. And the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That's his first foul. Chris Boucher's checked in for the Raptors.
Number 25.
Valanciunas sets a screen for LaVine. Pass to Valanciunas. Barnes against DeRozan. And there's a whistle. That goes on Scotty Barnes. That's his first foul.
And it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Now here's LaVine. Screen by Valanciunas. 2 free throws coming up, and here we go with the coach's challenge.
First personal foul for team.
The personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to do a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Dick. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. 3-pointer. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And that is why this team has Grady Dick, a floor spacer coming into the league with an elite three-point shot.
Pass to Valanciunas. DeRozan scanning the floor.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
It's Ellis on the wing. Dick defending. Ellis dishes to Murray. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And this young guy is a handful to deal with. Murray is so skilled at drawing fouls.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. And Toronto making a change here. Abaji's checked in.
You get the sense this guy relishes getting to the free throw line in these tough moments. You talk about clutch, this guy is it.
Barrett kicks to Ingram. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Boucher, and the dunk by Boucher.
What a play by Boucher, the aggression in a tough spot. Nicely done.
Ellis outside. Out to DeRozan. Back to Ellis. Pass to Valanciunas. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
How big might this sort of mistake play out? You never know, but sometimes these are game changers.
Toronto trailing. Ingram deciding where to go with it. And here is Barnes. Back to Ingram. To take the lead. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way because hoisting from 3 is not the answer.
Here's Ellis. Down low.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Barnes down low. He's covered by Murray. Barnes against Murray. Barnes down low. Rebound by the Kings. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Levine, here we go. Yes!
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
It's tipped. And the miss. So it's Sacramento picking up the win. Thank you, David. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Dorisburg, David Al.
Great to have you with us. So let's take a look at the starters for the Toronto Raptors. Barrett is the 3. Barnes will play the 4. Brandon Ingram out there with Grady Dick. And it's Pirtle in at the center position. And for Chicago, Williams and Vucevic are inside. Ball is out there with Josh Giddey. And it's Buzelis in at the small forward position. Brent, these teams know each other well. And safe to say, they don't particularly like each other.
And I think fans really gravitate towards that sort of dislike. It just puts an extra added ingredient of intensity on a game like this. So for the fan bases, this one's big.
Vucevic. Pirtle with some nice D.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
And here's Ingram outside. And it's Giddey with a rebound. Here are the Bulls with the ball. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Williams. Barrett against Giddey. Deflected.
Nice rejection from Giddey.
It's stolen by Barnes. Here's Pirtle. And he comes up with a bucket.
That's unblockable unless they can get a bigger man on him. Got to learn your lesson.
And Ball will bring it up here for Chicago. Looking at the Raptors, Brent, things have not gone too smoothly since their 2019 championship.
Well, I felt like that championship roster was built just for that year, though, B.A. There wasn't a lot of, progression that was going to come from that. They went in, they got Kawhi, they won the championship, and now it's all about rebuilding their franchise in the style that they want to do it. They have one guy that they believe in Scotty Barnes, R.J. Barrett on the trade. And slowly and surely, they're going to start to put these pieces around to become a contender again.
And so here is Chicago. The Raptors making their last shot. 6 to shoot. Ball taking his time here. Williams from long range. Rebound Toronto. And here comes the break. Here's Barnes. And it's cleared by Vucevic. The Bulls have gone 0 for 4, missing their first 4 attempts. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move! He's got a chance for one more at the line. That's on Jakob Pirtle. And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And that one falls for Vucevic. The Raptors have gone 2 for 5 here in the first. Here's Barrett. Buzelis grabs the board. The Bulls have gone 1 of 5 to start things off. Ball against Barrett. Ball right side. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Buzelis. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Just good, aggressive play by Buzelis. Not shying away from some physicality inside.
Outside Ingram.
Two minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
The Raptors need to get off a shot. They get it back. Here's Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And just an incredible effort on the offensive glass.
Wow, follows it up with the putback to finish the play. Oh, it's blocked by Barnes. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. .143 left in the first quarter here. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, Billy Donovan had a few moments to share with me. And he had nothing but praise for Scotty Barnes on the other side. He said Barnes poses so many problems because of his versatility. He can play multiple positions. He's unselfish. He's got great speed for his size. He had a lot of good things to say. Clearly, Barnes has a big fan here.
All right, Allie, thanks once again.
Such great vision from Lonzo, and the best in the league always know they have options.
Back to Barnes. 1:07 left in the first quarter of the game. That one goes. Now he's 1 for 2.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Giddey with it. Picked up by Dick. Pass to Buzelis. Back to Vucevic. Outside Giddey. Shot clock at 5. Here's Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
And the gamble paying off.
Here's Buzelis. Inside. And Ball throws it down.
I love these plays when Lonzo Ball shows you just how athletic he is.
Ingram deciding where to go with it. Got a piece of it. Barnes against Williams. Tries again. Outside for Ingram. Tries yet again. The shot misses. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Raptors out in front, up 4. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second quarter. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for the Raptors.
Well, it's all fast break points. Those easy buckets, they're so hard to come by in the NBA. So if you get a chance to run, you have to take advantage of it.
Sometimes the offense can be keyed by just quick possession. So you get a steal and you can get out in transition. They seem to be very focused on that end of the floor.
Williams and Vucevic are inside. Ball is out there with Josh Giddey, and it's Buzelis in at the 3. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Well, the last time the Bulls won a playoff series was back in 2015, Greg.
That was back when Butler and Rose were their leading scorers. And it just shows you just how long it's been. But they've been stuck in mediocrity ever since. And right now, they are desperate for a breakthrough season.
Pass to Vucevic. Outside Giddey. Picked by Vucevic. Giddey passes to Vucevic. Back to Giddey. The Bulls need to get off a shot. 3-pointer, no good. Toronto leading by 4. Kicks it out to Barrett. 3-pointer. Sinks it from distance. Barrett's got 5 now.
And Barrett's teammates love it when he looks to shoot from the corner. They know how dangerous he can be from deep.
Come on now, what a talent. Slips through the lane and just flushes it home.
Oh, the D feeling some shame right there. That was big league. Outside Ingram. Barnes the screen. That one's good on the sweet setup by Ingram. Barnes has got 4 points in the quarter.
He has the right partner, Ingram, creating the offense in the pick and roll, and that's a nice read.
Pass to Buzelis. Vucevic with it. Rebound by the Raptors. Pirtle's got his 6th rebound on the night. Outside Ingram. There's the 3. Nails it from beyond the arc. And it's a 10-point Toronto lead. Well, Brent, we hear the term empty stats ever so often. What are your thoughts about that phrase?
BA, when you play such a long season, there are going to be nights where the game is not all that competitive. But we also know that throughout the course of long seasons, there are teams that are not going to be competitive. Still, those guys going out there on a nightly basis and putting up their numbers, getting those reps in, it means they're capable.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
Quarter number 2 and around 3 minutes gone by. Into the lane. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
And then Ingram gets so much better when he gets that aggressive.
Giddey passes to Ball. And stolen by Barrett. Pass to Pirtle. Stolen by Giddey. They've got numbers. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Boucher's checked in for Toronto. Now here's Giddey. No points so far. And here's Ball, guarded by Barrett. And Ball throws it down.
Developing those skills as a play caller, Giddey making a smart choice this time with the ball.
Giddey against Barrett. That bucket makes him 3 for 5.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Guys, Scotty Barnes said, my game starts on the defensive end, guarding anybody and taking pride in it. That leads to great offense in transition and just leads me to stay on lockdown throughout the game. Brian?
And Allie, for all his offensive gifts, that focus on defense is what makes him special. Now here's Ingram. 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. The 3 from Barnes. Here's Boucher. It's tipped.
When it comes to contesting shots, Buzelis is showing us that he's got great time.
Ball with it. Picked up by Dick. Picked by Vucevic. There's the triple. Gets it to drop. Now 2 of 4.
Does so much out there to stretch out the defense. He's out on the perimeter, and he drains the triple.
Ingram, the pass to Dick. And it's blocked. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here.
Substitution on the court.
Quickly deciding where to go with it. Off with the layup.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He hit it.
Great shot. Oh, showing some moxie. Nailing a huge Hail Mary.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Scotty Barnes with a strong contribution so far in this one.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Now, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Checking out the group for Darko Rajakovic to start the second half. We've got Chris Boucher, Walter out there with Emmanuel quickly, and it's Mobo in at the power forward position. White for 3, and it's Boucher with the rebound. Toronto leading by 6. Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, BA. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Capable of torching you from that spot. Collins looking very comfy.
Terry. First personal foul. First team foul.
Quickly outside.
And quickly, not just a scorer, he's also solid at finding teammates.
And so it's White with it. He brings it up for the Bulls. They trail by 6. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's Collins. Goes up and lays it in, nice and easy.
Even with the defense all over him, Collins sticking with it.
Quickly outside. From outside the arc, sinks the tray.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Here's White, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Now here's Quickly. Oh, swiped away. Here's Collins. And then it's Collins with the dunk.
Good job attacking the rim right there from the big man, Collins.
Pass to Mobo. Here's Abaji. Three-pointer. Rebound by Terry. And up the court come the Bulls on the break. Collins inside. 6 points for him. Now here's Horton Tucker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Up top Smith. And now the Raptors on the break. Here's Abaji. And slammed it home. And a foul. A chance at another point at the line. That's on Jalen Smith.
And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
Now here's White. Pass to Collins.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Here's Terry.
2 minutes.
Picked by Smith. 5 on the clock. Shoots it from the high post. And it's Boucher with the rebound. Boucher's got 4 rebounds now. He takes it in. Banked it in off the glass. And it's an 8-point Raptor lead.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
And there's a pick. Here's White. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Here's Quickly. Pass to Abaji. Got it. Good job in the low post. Agbaji's got 5 points in the quarter.
Like how selfless Quickly was on that play, just creating team offense.
White looking it over. 56 seconds left in the third. And there's the foul. It's on Kobe White. That's his first foul.
A great job to establish position and square up.
Raptors lead by 8. Quickly outside. Sinks it from distance. Quickly's got his second bucket of the night.
Sweet shooting touch from the confident guard. Quickly's role is to score as often as possible.
That's tipped. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Second personal foul.
35 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Boucher. Wide open look. And it's Toronto with another.
He means business. Unlikely to be a comeback on his watch.
Well, he's grabbed the tee and a blanket because he's putting this one to bed.
Now here's White. Fires, hitting the triple. White's got 7 points in the game. There's 21 seconds left in the third quarter. And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
Personal foul.
Free throw drops for Quickly.
Really known as a microwave scorer, Quickly's fearlessness is what allows him to really get cooking.
So he gets them both.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Outside White. Collins a screen. And a miss there on the triple. No good. A big-time effort for Emmanuel Quickly, providing a lot of energy for the Toronto. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The Bulls trail by 13. Williams and Vucevic are inside. Ball is out there with Josh Giddey, and it's Buzelis in at the 3. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
Oh, defense did not see that coming as Giddey goes for the jam.
To the inside. To the left wing. Vucevic, a screen on Ingram. Shot clock at 6. Back to Giddey. Pass to Buzelis. 4-3. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got 8 rebounds in the game. Outside for Ingram. The three from Barnes. Chicago grabs the miss. Buzelis has got 4 rebounds in the game. Down low. Outside, Williams. There's a screen. Fires for 3. Rebound, Toronto.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from 3-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them. His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Now here's Giddey. Pass to Buzelis. Now Vucevic fires from deep, and the three-pointer goes.
Well, you see, the ability to get the ball where it needs to go is what really stands out regarding Buzelis.
Outside Dick. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. It's going to be on Lonzo Ball.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
Shooting for Toronto.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. The Bulls trail by 9. Here's Giddey. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
That's impressive stuff from Giddey, just getting on the interior part of the defense.
Outside Dick. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Toronto.
Well, even halftime, they couldn't slow them down. They've been hitting from the mid-range, though, all game long.
I feel like another part of tonight's game has been the hustle points, getting up and down, getting second chances, getting transition opportunities. They've been fantastic in that area.
Wow! Always fun to see point guards who can elevate above the rim like that.
Oh, a strong mindset and even stronger finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
The shot by Ingram, no good. Chicago has gone 1 for 3 in the 4th quarter from range. Pass to Ball. They set the screen.
Two minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
The 3. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Outside Dick. And here is Barrett. Launches it. Chicago with a rebound. Vucevic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Vucevic, a screen on Ingram. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Got to hold firm or you're going to get a call.
They've got time on their side here, Grant.
And if they're smart, they'll milk the clock a little.
Here's Barnes. And his 5th basket. Now 5 for 8. Looking comfortable out there.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Ball outside. Clock at 6. Pirtle grabs a miss. Raptors lead by 9. To the inside. Barnes. Outside for Ingram. Back to Barnes. That one's good on the sweet setup by Ingram.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
Ball outside. They set the pick. No good from outside. Don't do anything silly. Just ride out the clock.
Yes, if they take their time and execute, the game is all theirs. And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight. getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
Giddey passes to Ball. So no problem for Toronto as they get the win. They have to feel good about this performance. It's one they can be proud of.
Very true. I mean, when you're out of
time, but eventually I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back and let me still. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for answers.
ready. Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Ellis is out there with Levine, and it's Valanciunas in at the 5 spot. And for Chicago, Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Josh Giddey is out there with Lonzo Ball. And it's Booz Ellis in at the 3. Now here's Ellis. Murray outside. 5 to shoot. Sacramento needs to get off a shot. DeRozan. That's good.
And that's demoralizing for the defense. They work hard for the whole shot clock, and then DeRozan ruins it.
Now in the later stages of his career, Greg, DeMar DeRozan continues to be a master from the mid-range.
Kevin, we all know he loves that area of the floor. And what makes him so effective, the footwork. He's so good at backing guys down and creating space to get that jumper off.
And staying a positive for the Bulls over the last couple seasons. They've really done a good job of taking care of the ball.
Yeah, Kevin, that's been an emphasis for them. You don't want to beat yourself. So you look up and down the roster, it's a pretty disciplined group, but it's also the kind of thing that can change from year to year.
Here's Levine, rebounded by Vucevic.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
The shot by Booz Ellis, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
DeRozan with it. And it's Booz Ellis picking him up. That shot wide open.
Oh, great pass from Murray. I like whenever he looks to get his guys involved.
Levine against Giddey. Pass to Booz Ellis. Ball a screen on Murray. With the drive. And then Booz Ellis with the dunk.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Now here's Levine. Outside DeRozan. Kicks it out to Ellis. Pass to Levine. There's the 3, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation. And so here is Chicago. Giddey sets the pick for Ball. A 3 ball, and the 3 ball is good.
And Ball is a clever player, especially in the pick and roll. Looks to shoot as soon as he gets space coming off that screen.
Now here's Ellis. Takes the 3. Valanciunas. Kick out to Levine. And another shot. And Levine with the slam.
A way to seize the opportunity. Levine just smashing that one home.
Booz Ellis sets a screen for Ball. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. 6 on the shot clock.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Booz Ellis with the ball. Another 3 for Chicago.
And Booz Ellis continues to work on improving his 3 ball. When he's hitting from there, everything else becomes easier.
Murray sets a screen for Levine. Pass to Murray. Back to Levine. There's a screen by Murray. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
Bulls ball.
Chicago leading by 4. Here's Giddey. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
And that's a special play coming from the 1 spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
The Kings trail by 7. Levine with it. Williams picks him up. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Chicago has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Giddey against Levine. And Giddey gets it to go. Giddey's got 9.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Williams against Levine. Williams with the block. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Giddey the pass to Vucevic. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pass to DeRozan. Puts up a 3. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. He's got 5.
And the accelerated release from DeRozan gave him the upper hand there.
And here is Giddey. He's got 9. Got it up. Wow! Huge buzzer beater.
I did not think he was going to get that off.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Bulls.
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
Also, they're getting into the teeth of the defense. Points in the paint, something coaches always love to see.
Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Josh Giddey is out there with Lonzo Ball. And it's Buzelis in at the 3 spot. That's the group for the Chicago Bulls to start the second quarter. Here's Ellis. Pass to Valanciunas. Now here's Levine. Murray sets a screen for Levine. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. You know, Stan, as productive as Zach Levine has been, you get the sense he wants to compete for titles. He wants more than just the individual stuff.
Yeah, and especially, Kevin, at this point in his career, it just hasn't all worked for the teams he's been on yet, but he's still got some time to figure it out.
Yeah, he does. Good on the shot. Giddey's got the lead up to 10 now for Chicago.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Levine kicks to Valanciunas, fires, high post, and the jumper falls for him.
So skilled at the 5. Valanciunas helps space the court, knocks down the mid-range Jay more often than not, and also a terror on the offensive glass.
And yes, it's good. Giddey's got 15.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And a nice, smooth stroke. When Levine feels that rhythm, he's a knockdown jump shooter.
Williams against Levine. Buzelis sets a screen for Williams. Pass to Buzelis. Here's the 3. Rebound by the Kings. Levine feeling it out a bit. Inside. Here's Valanciunas. Rebounded by Vucevic. The Bulls leading by 7. Now here's Giddey. He's got 15. Now Buzelis. To the inside. It's stolen by Valanciunas. On the wing, DeRozan. Giddey defending. Levine against Williams. Poked loose. It's stolen by Buzelis. Pass to Vucevic. Here's Giddey. DeRozan defending. Vucevic setting the pick for Giddey. Back to Vucevic.
2 minutes.
And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds here tonight. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And then Murray with the jam.
And showing some creativity. Murray smooth and lethal.
Vucevic to the pass to Giddey. 1:29 left in the first half of the game. Jams it in off the great move.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Williams again. Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
Oh, forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. Giddey against Levine. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Here's Buzelis, and it's good. The time running down in the shot clock. Buzelis has got 7 points in the game. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball.
That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
There's 39 seconds left in the first half. Here's DeRozan. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. That one on Vucevic.
And with his hard-charging style, DeRozan gets himself to the line quite a bit, and it helps that he can finish through contact.
Pass to Buzelis. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Out to the right wing. Clock at 4. From the arc. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Murray with the defensive effort. And here's Ellis from beyond the arc. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Bulls lead by 4. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You have to like what you're seeing, guys, from Josh Giddey.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room. Because you're right. He's the problem right now.
On the court right now for the Kings. Trey Lyles out there with Domantas Sabonis. Then it's Jay Crowder. Then it's Malik Monk. And it's LaRavia in at the 2. On the wing, Monk. Light covering. The kick out to Sabonis. Nailed from three-point land. Sabonis has got himself on the board with 3 there. Greg, you've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll. But it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectation.
Smith with a screen on Monk. Right the pass to Smith. Here's Collins. Smith right side. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Outside, Sabonis. Monk outside. Sabonis' screen on White. The kick out to Sabonis. And a miss there on the triple. Bulls leading by 5. Outside Collins. On the wing, Terry. Outside White. Fires the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. White's got 5 points now this quarter.
I like how White shot it with confidence. He's reliable beyond the arc.
But no one around him, and they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
White finds Smith. Monk against White. Back to Smith. Goes back up. Here's Collins. Kicks it out to Terry. They set the screen. Pass to Horton Tucker. Tries yet again. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. And so Monk will bring it up for the King. Trailing by 5. Plays it up and banks it in. Monk's got 5 now.
And he's far from the biggest player, but Monk knows he has what it takes to score from there.
Here's Horton Tucker. Defended by Crowder. Here's Smith. In time he gets the jumper to fall. Smith's got his first points of the game. The Kings trail by 5. Sabonis sets the pick for Monk. Pass to Laravia. Now Wiles. Monk outside. Fires the 3. Rebound by Smith. The Bulls leading by 5. To the paint. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith.
And the misconnection there. Fans guarding their beverages. That's a pass he'd like back for sure.
1:10 left in the third. Outside Crowder. Pass to Sabonis. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Sabonis sets the pick for Monk. The kick out to Sabonis. It's good from long range. Sabonis has got 6 here in this quarter.
Excellent touch on the catch and shoot. Sabonis wants to help his team space the floor.
Terry, the pass to Smith. And now the Kings fast break. Here's Laravia. Now Sabonis. The game now all time. 8 points for him.
Just like his dad in his time, DeMontis is polished and disciplined.
Smith with a screen on Monk. And he lays it straight in.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Monk outside. And he drives in. And it's in there. Monk's got it all tied up now for Sacramento.
And how committed is Monk there on the attack to the rim? When he puts it on the deck, he's looking to take it all the way.
Right the pass to Horton Tucker. It could go. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. It's all tied in Chicago. We're going to step. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Sacramento's gone 5-9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Lonzo Ball out there with Josh Giddey. And it's Buzelis in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Giddey against DeRozan, and that one is stuffed right through.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that, put so much pressure on the defense.
ball against Ellis. Buzelis with the ball. To the middle. He had stolen by Valanciunas. And it's Murray with the jam.
He's so agile at that wing position. The defense has to keep an eye on where Murray is in transition.
Ball kicks to Williams. It's good. The assist that time from Ball. Williams has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Valanciunas sets a screen for Levine. And the jam by Levine.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Giddey, the kick out to Ball. Outside Williams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Beyond the arc. The shot by Buzelis, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Giving this team size out of the backcourt. Levine has enough strength to convert there through the contact.
Bulls trail by 5. Here's Giddey. Vucevic to the pass, the ball. Vucevic setting the pick for Ball. From 18 feet away. Second shot opportunity. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Misses the 3. Kings leading now by 5. Executing to perfection right now offensively.
I mean, in total sync. Good luck trying to stop him now.
And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
And here is Ball. And they get it. And DeMar DeRozan pulls it down. And now Sacramento on the break. Williams against Levine. Outside DeRozan. Pass to Ellis. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Ball feeling it out a bit. DeRozan against Giddey. Williams has a screen for Giddey. The kick out to Ball. Lock at 6. Vucevic a screen on Ellis. Deep 2 from Ball. Oh, yes, the turnaround.
Absolutely no fear in this young fella. When the game is close, you want the ball in Ball's hands.
Third personal foul. Second team foul.
1:10 left here in the fourth quarter. On the wing, Murray. Knocks down the 3-ball. Murray's got the lead up to 8 now for the Kings.
And you like Murray as a spot-up shooter. Knows where to park himself and always ready to receive the pass.
And then Buzelis with the dunk.
Incredible. The rookie Buzelis coming through at the biggest moment of the game. This kid is special.
Here's Levine. For the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions. Don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Chicago foul. Lonzo Ball. Fourth personal foul.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Good job converting at the line and helping to build this lead.
Here's Buzelis. He's covered by Murray. Launches it. The shot by Buzelis, no good. And Valanciunas has got the ball here for the Sacramento Kings. Outside, Levine. Three-pointer. Misses the shot. So the Kings win it. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was.
Thank you, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So, for Stan...